Thank you. I thank the organizers for being here. Actually, I'm at heart a university professor, and I studied in the US and worked in the US and came back to Portugal because here I could risk and fail. And I think it's one of the most important things you can do at university is to risk and fail. So I failed a lot for a long time, and in the 90s, in my research group, which has the awful name of Gaza, we created something that was really different and unique. We started with virtual reality projects, originally for environmental awareness, but what we developed, we realized that it could be applied in many, many areas. There is a sentence from Steve Jobs that says, "Real artists ship products." And we were becoming frustrated with our university efforts because we are publishing papers, doing demos and presentations, and we thought we were doing things that could be really helpful in real life. So in 2000, we decided to create a company, and we didn't know anything about management. So basically, for like 4 years, we were a private research laboratory. We didn't even have a financial director. When we had one, one of our researchers went to London, and when he came back, our director of finance asked him for the receipts. And he said, "Don't you trust me?" So that was this kind of atmosphere we had. And during this time, I started reading about entrepreneurship. And there's a very interesting entrepreneur called Paul Graham that was very successful in the bubble, in the internet bubble. And then he decided to be a painter and went to Florence. And he wrote a book about 2 years ago called Hackers and Painters. And basically his definition of entrepreneur is that entrepreneur is someone that wants to be comfortable very soon. Typically, everyone wants to be comfortable. So they select a life that has time, you have time for leisure and so forth. An entrepreneur is someone that wants to get rich very quickly so he can retire and enjoy life and probably become a painter in Florence. Well, it's not, I don't think that's nothing of that sort. Really, I think the entrepreneurship is related to doing. You want to do things. Then if you are successful or not, it doesn't depend on you. And it's very much related also to a possible definition of innovation. Innovation has two components. First, the invention, and then to be innovative, you have to be accepted by someone. So someone probably has to buy what you invent. So basically, what I've learned about entrepreneurship is that you really live in two worlds. One of the dream of becoming comfortable very, very quickly, but really what happens is that you don't live in a dream. You really live on a nightmare of having to pay salaries every month. Every month, right now, I have to pay 150 salaries. Okay, and fortunately, we are reaching a comfortable state, but for the first 48 months of the company, during 30 of those months, I always reach the middle of the month without funds to pay the salaries by the 28th, which was, and I always did it. And this is the stress associated with entrepreneurship. So if anyone that is normal wants to be an entrepreneur, they really have to have a huge capacity to absorb stress and to have the capacity also to dream, because it's the dream that pushes you forward. Relating to culture, actually, we started doing cultural projects a long time ago at university when we started an association with a popular gallery here in Lisbon, ZDB, and we went to several festivals with them with virtual reality where we basically traveled through galleries. When we started the company, we realized that there are two major challenges facing the use of information technologies, which is our specialty in culture. And these two challenges relate to different generations. The older generation, in some cases, doesn't use very well computers, and the young generation is expecting you to offer Star Wars. So there are these two huge challenges that you have to face when you work with a museum, a science center, an environmental education center, a public space in general. You have to offer something that is really exciting and of high quality, and at the same time, you have to offer something that is really easy to use. And we really think that there are very few cases in the world today where that happens, where you really have developments that really fulfill these two goals. So with that in mind, what we tried to do at Y-Dreams was to recruit the people that could deliver such solutions. So we went all over the world trying to bring back the Portuguese diaspora. Portuguese are all over. I have cousins in 25 countries. And we have some of them are really talented. So we start bringing designers, computer scientists, content managers from all over to work at Y-Dreams. And right now, we are coming back a little bit to the world. And my first slide is, I think it's really important. Where does a creative company locate their offices? You know, the company tries to locate their offices where in cities that are really creative, that are fostering creativity. So right now, we have offices in Lisbon, in Barcelona, in London, in Shanghai, in Rio, and we just opened an office in Austin, Texas. Austin is probably, as a city, the city in the world that is more oriented towards the creative industries. Austin has 70 live music concerts a day. They have 3,000 music bands. They have 50 video game studios and several of the major publishers. They have the most important independent movie making in US right now. Robert Rodriguez, for instance, lives there. And they have a department within the city that foster creative industries. They work to attract Y-Dreams to Austin. The other component is our own offices. Our cultural company has to have a really attractive office for the people that want to work there and also for the clients. So we developed this concept of the playground office. And if you visit Barcelona in Calle Picasso, in the Born, in the old district, you can see this concept. It's a gallery and it's an office. And it's in the office, our principle is that every employee can do whatever he wants in this space. So we typically give 6 square meters to every employee, and he can do whatever he wants. So these are the environment we think a company that works in creative industries, such as the ones we are talking here, should do.